So we've got raspberries in from a couple days ago. Finally got them in the ground. Got some nice pine bark nuggets in there. Pulled up the sod. Got to get rid of the sod. But I'm going to use it for the compost pile. Artwork courtesy of my daughters. And then we're going to get a little border for around here. So we've got a Latham raspberry and 4 heritage ever-bearing raspberries on this side. Then we're going to go on to this side. So in the containers, we're going to try it for the season, maybe then put them into the planter beds maybe later in the summer. I want to see how they grow in containers. So we've got strawberries in containers, starting to already get a couple. It's got some big ones. Wait for him to get a little bit bigger, then I'll put him in a bigger pot. I didn't expect, I had 4 in there, and some of them didn't make it. He did, so he's all right. I'm going to go over to the blueberries, which we just put in yesterday, so I still got some more grass to take out, then lay down the weed barrier and then put the chips on, so I'm probably going to do that tomorrow. So right here we have one of our Ricas, and then here we have a pink lemonade, little tiny Patriot, who would be much taller if he didn't get run over last year by the landscapers, so he's starting from scratch again. Another Rica, and a Chippewa over here, and these two are Chandler blueberries. And again, got to pull some more stuff up, weed barrier, mulch it, yeah, all the fun stuff. And over here on this side, we just put in all of our blackberries. I want to get everything into the ground because I don't want to keep having this water and overwater every single day and let them just continuously outgrow the pots. So I got them into the ground, and then I'll work around this stuff around here. I'll remove the grass and get the paper down and whatnot. But yeah, so I'll get some compost in this one on this side. So here's another Natchez, we'll trellis that. Here's another Natchez, trellis that one. Over here we have our Chester blackberry. What's going on? In there we have a fig from last year. Would have been taller again. I didn't plan properly and the landscapers ran it over, but he's still very much alive. They'll grow now that they know not to get run over. Over here we have our, which one was that one? This one is the, give me a second, Arapaho. I'm sorry, the Arapaho blueberry, blackberry. And then we have another Natchez. And another Natchez over here. So we got 4 Natchez, a Chester, an Arapaho, and I just picked up 4 Navajo. I'll show you those in 1 second. In here are 4 of the Navajo. I got them. They have about 1.5 foot of roots already. I just don't have any place to put them, so I wanted to get them into soil to sit for a while and do their thing. But yeah, these are ready to go in the ground. These were pulled from a root system from a local farm. So great to get those. So I got these 4. I'm gonna put them in there somewhere, maybe along the L side of the fence, and get these in there. These should be nice. These are semi-erect, so they shouldn't need too much trellising, or whatever it is, trellising, and that's a nice thing. And then the regular local stuff is, here's a creamy green fig that's going to go in the ground at the end of this season. I have a Chicago Hardy. We just up-potted a bunch of my fig pops from different varieties, some CDAs, some CDA Rojas. What else do we have in here? I don't know. I'm going to have to look at the names again. I have a Mom's Jam over here, a Chios Dark, a couple Greek varieties. I'm propagating 2 more of the blackberries that we just put into the ground. Let's see what else we got. Tons of pots because I have a shit ton of cuttings to put in. And this is my newest tree I just got today, Sal's Pride from NJ Fig Farm. We'll work with him. And then I got some watermelon, some lemon balm, citronellas down there. And then we have a couple cool little things there. I got some stems that I was just toying around with. So I have a Chios Dark in here, an Italian honey fig, a Violet Dean McGray. My Villa Rose is doing good over there, nicely rooted. Forgot what this one was. I'll find out. There's a raspberry cutting, some blueberries, and a loganberry that's finally come back to life. Loganberry, can't wait to get that into the ground. And 2 more bundles of ever-bearing raspberries. I don't know what to do with them. I don't want to put many more in there, so I'm probably going to give these away. So let's see. We've got everything that's not potted, so let's check out the stuff that I need to still pot. As I said, inside I've got a ton of fig pops that are ridiculous, fully rooted, ready to go, different varieties. Got to get them into quarts or gallon, 3-gallon containers. Some are going to go right into a 3-gallon container, some are going to go into the 1-gallon containers. No matter what, most of these are going to go into the ground, and the ones that aren't ones that I want to keep around, probably going to sell, get rid of. Yeah, and that's these guys here. And right over here we have a ton of mulberries. Yeah, you can see, look at these roots from these big pop systems. They're ready to go as well. And now I'm going to show you what I already have existing. We wake our way to the back of the yard. We have a Fuji apple tree here, which is in a very bad spot because it doesn't get much sun because of crazy tree cover, but nice healthy tree nonetheless. Gets a couple apples every year. Probably going to move it over to where the gala apples are. There's one more Fuji apple tree right here. This one's a bit bigger, needs a pruning. I pruned it during the winter. More shoots grew. Probably gonna have to do a decent like spring summer pruning and then start to just keep some branches and let them weigh themselves down so that those will be fruit bearing. And then over here is the nectarine tree. First 2 years did fantastic. Last 2 seasons I didn't get a single fruit, so I'm hoping after it's been cut back and fertilized it'll do a nice little number this year. And over here I have my 2 very, very mature Duke blueberries. So I got that here, and then over here, this one's pretty tall, about 4.5 feet, 5 feet tall. And the new canes coming up, which is perfect. I do enjoy that because I had cut one of the older ones that was a little decrepit, so down there. And this new one grew, so come winter time I'm gonna prune this out a bit more, keep specific branches. I'm gonna see which ones fruit best and then cut it back and see if I can maximize production again on it for next spring, summer. And then this one's pretty much all right to where I want it. Probably clean this up a little bit. I opened up the center this year. I got rid of one of the canes and I got myself a nice new cane right here. So at some point I'm gonna train this one to grow this way and then possibly get rid of one of these canes that are over here. And then same here, gotta remulch it, more weed barrier, get our stuff down here. And then as we pop over to here is our brown turkey, 15-year-old, maybe multiple trees. It was here when we got here, so it was 15 feet by 15 feet, and I cut it down last year, and it didn't make much of a dent. It still grew too high, and I wasn't getting all the figs that I wanted, so cut it down now to about 5.5 feet all the way across the board, so get some even growth, even nice growth here. I've got some new guys growing in here, which is cool. There's going to be some of these big dudes that are just taking up too much energy. They'll still produce some fruit, but they're just so big. Like, I'd rather get rid of the bigger ones, make sure I've got new, younger shoots coming up, more fruit for the years to come. These leaning branches I left so that I could either air layer, again, some of these, have some more trees, or just be able to air layer down low and then cut it so it's not continuously sloping this way. I've tried to get them to go straight back up again. It's not happening. But yeah, so got my new growth coming out. Yeah, it's there. So this will take its time. And then from these limbs that were hanging out last year, I cut out from down here 2 of them. Sawed into the ground, took out the entire root system and everything, planted them, waited for winter, and they all rooted, they took, and they are now here, thriving right here, and right here, doing All right. So that's for our figs. And then as I come over to here, we have the gala apples. Again, this tree needs a bit of a cleaning up top, pruning. Otherwise, I think it's in pretty good shape. And then over here, another gala apple. And again, needs some cleaning up, needs pruning. I don't like that it's a split. I think at some point I'm gonna just try and make it 1 liter. I've had some arborists tell me that that would probably be the best idea for it to grow and still have a lot of fruit. So we're gonna give that a try. And then somewhere over here, we're gonna put in a couple more of the honey crisps. I have some Ayers pear trees coming. So, I mean, there's plenty of room to still grow a ton of stuff. And this is just the back part of the yard. Up there's the front. And along this whole fence line, I'm gonna start doing with the fig. The fig trees are all gonna go along the line for the fig trees. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. I'll post again at the end of this weekend when everything's done. So we'll have everything mulched and covered and weed barriered and done. And hey, Luna, a couple dogs out here too. So that's it. Keep on growing, folks.